What's up, everybody? Another training camp video for you guys. First of all, we want to thank everybody for watching these videos and giving us feedback. Kevin's cranking out all kinds of great content with training camp updates, so we appreciate that. Also, we are live every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Also on Fridays, 8 o'clock once the season starts. And if you want to buy one of our shirts, we're launching that all over social media. So if you want to check those out as well, we appreciate the support there. This video is about Coach Adam Gase. And when the Jets first hired Coach Gase, I was not a fan. I was hoping to go a different direction, whether it was Matt Rule or Mike McCarthy or somebody else. I didn't like the way things ended for Adam Gase in Miami, the way he kind of alienated players, the way he handled the media. And I was like, it was such a quick turnaround after being fired. I wasn't sure that was the right answer for the Jets. They hired him, and then they had the press conference, the initial press conference, which was like an absolute train wreck. The eyeballs, all those different things. You didn't know what the hell was going on. So you're like, oh, what are we doing here? We're a circus. Then he gets a chance to settle down and do a real interview when he's more relaxed. And you're like, wait a minute, this guy is a football junkie. He is a gym rat. He just loves the game. He studies the game. He's a student of the game. And the answers he would give to questions were so well thought out and so well prepared. You're like, wait a minute, this is something that I did not expect. So then you look and you get more and more comfortable with him. You see how he handled OTAs, the press conferences. Listen, he's arrogant, he's cocky, but he's very confident in what he does. Here's where I become very impressed. I went to the practice last week, and Brian Poole on his first day of practice had an excellent day. He was knocking balls out. I think he created 2 forced fumbles. He was all over the field making plays. The next day, the Jets' offense went after Brian Poole. They were kind of like Adam Gase and his offense was insulted that Brian Poole had a good day, and they went to attack him. And Adam Gase actually admitted that in his press conference. He said, listen, we had a game plan in this practice to kind of go after Brian Poole and see what he's made of after he showed us up the day before. And then you look at it, you're like, listen, this element of competition in practice is impressive. The mindset of we don't want to be set up for less, we don't want to be taken advantage of, we don't want to lose. He's establishing in that now in practice. Also, what he's trying to do is he's trying to look for mismatches and take advantage of matchups in practice. These are all things that we all asked for Todd Bowles to do, that he may or may not have done, but he definitely couldn't explain it. And the thing with Adam Gase is, like, you could see it. You could see his mindset. You could see what he's trying to accomplish. And it's rubbing off into the players. There's a very, very competitive atmosphere in Florham Park right now. And it's refreshing. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of spirit. And they've all bought into his mindset where they say, listen, we're going to be well prepared. We're going to be conditioned. And he's confident in us. And he's going to help us get better. And this team is buying in. And Adam Gase has a very strong command of practice. He has a strong command of his team. He knows exactly what he wants to do. And there's a rhyme and reason for everything he's trying to do in practice. The drills all make sense. You could just see, like, all right, we're going to work on this today. Situational stuff, football fundamentals that will actually help in the game. And when asked about it, he can tell you what he's doing. Like with Todd Bowles, you ask him, he's, oh, I got to look at the tape, and we got to look at this. It was always some bullshit. There's no bullshit with Adam Gase. He's going to tell you why he's doing something, and it's going to make sense to you. Now, whether it works, we have no idea. But to me, I'm starting to believe in what he's selling because I've seen it, and you could see the competitive nature. Greg Williams and his defense came out blitzing and showing looks he hadn't seen. He said, okay, we were caught off guard, and tomorrow we're going to attack it. Like, they're learning, and there's like a fostering a new environment, a new culture here. So for me, early on, I'm impressed by Adam Gase. I'm impressed how he's handling things. I'm impressed how he's handling his training camp, how he's trying to develop the offense, and how he's going to attack things. Now, will that translate into the regular season? I have absolutely no idea. Will that happen in the preseason? I have no idea. Like, this is day 4 of training camp. So this is just my early impression of what's going on. A couple of quick things. Tremaine Johnson is obviously on a mission early on in camp, playing very well, playing very competitive. He's obviously a high-profile athlete with a lot of pride, and he probably heard the fans and everybody, including me, rip in the shreds last year. The entire offseason, the biggest question mark is, will Tremaine Johnson earn his paycheck? Well, early on in camp, the dividends are good. He's coming out, he's playing physical, he's playing fast, he's playing hungry, and that's awesome. Greg Williams, obviously becoming a fan favorite with he's loud, very, very loud, but he's also talked to the fans today where he's like, listen, we need you to help us defend MetLife. So everybody's buying in there. In terms of what Joe Douglas needs to be looking at, obviously with Brent Qualley going down today, offensive line was a concern going into camp. It's a concern now. It'll be a concern next week. We got to find linemen. You got to find depth. You just got to find players to bring in. whether it's cuts, whatever else, got to find it there. The cornerback position, Brian Poole has played well. Dow Roberts is starting to play a little better. You still need depth. You haven't heard much about Nickerson. You haven't heard much about my boy Derek Jones. You got to see what happens there, but those are two spots to keep an eye on. Other than that, the receivers, I mean, everybody, it's a work in progress. They're in pads. They're playing well. It's exciting, but just keep an eye on the waiver wire. You got to figure the back end of the roster will be manipulated quite a bit. I'm still not sold on Chandler Catanzaro. I didn't like the signing initially. I don't like the signing tomorrow. I'm not sold on him. If you want to bring in Ross Martin, great. You want to bring in somebody else, great. Bring in competition. To hand this guy the job is completely ridiculous. So, like I said, that's my quick thoughts on Adam Gase. Like I said, early on, first week of training camp, it's not an overreaction, just an observation. We're back live Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. We'll talk about all this. Primetime, Kevin Sirkin will give us his full training camp report. He's there every day doing a phenomenal job. And then we'll take all your calls. So, Tuesday night, check us out. Subscribe. We're on iTunes, Spreaker, SoundCloud. We're all over the place. We're obviously on YouTube because you're watching this. And that's it. Our shirts are all over our social media. If you want to buy one, we appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday.